All right, y'all. So first things first, you gotta take your Phillips head screwdriver and remove 1, 2, 3 Phillips heads. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that out real quick. Nice, simple, and easy. This is when we gotta beware. These things are held in, well, this little handle and this notch right here, by metal rods. So don't go and just yank this thing out because you will bend those rods in there. They are very weak. What you want to do is gently pull this thing out and up. We'll pull on this side to get it up. Nice and gently until you get all those pop tabs popped out. Then pull this guy upwards. Move this little guy doohickey. Hopefully we can still see and we're not just looking at the Jeep. But wide angle lens, no problem. Nice and easy upwards. First thing do, unplug. I'll show you. Oops. Unplug that for your window switch. And carefully. So now you can see those little bitty rods, and if you bend those out of shape, your door will not work, and it is a pain in the butt to bend it back. So this one we use a little flathead screwdriver. We're gonna try and pop those tabs forward off the metal rails. Those metal clips, or those plastic clips out. Just go ahead and pull it up and down, and this thing is out of the way for a little bit. We are gonna need to bring that back. Oops. So I can redo or bring the new motor down, but no big deal. This is held on by a bunch of epoxy. Your Jeep may or may not have that, depending on what your previous owners did to your Jeep. But we're gonna just need to get that and move her out the way. Again, being a little careful about that metal rod. Okay, cool. Let's get a better light in here. Good enough for who she's for, what you mean? Alrighty then, so now we're down to the motor. So what we're gonna wanna do now is actually, depending on where yours at, you can tell that this one's all busted because this metal rod is just in here and not hanging out properly. Go ahead and undo this clip. And then we're gonna undo these bolts and we're gonna push the window down, hopefully. You may have to use your window motor depending on if your window motor works, but you probably wouldn't be watching this video if your window motor worked. More than likely this metal spring here guy looking doohickle thing is stopping your motor. So let me knock that out. First, this little red tabby thing, I'm gonna pull it out so it's on a little top tab. It's always harder to do things one-handed. There we go. Pull that out. So push this little red clip down. Hold the camera with my old knees. Down and then easy push. I can never get clips right. I apologize. Easy push and pop. Cool. So what I'm gonna do next is we have to do these 10mm bolts. So this 10mm bolt needs to come out, this 10mm bolt needs to come out, and these 3 10mm and these 2 down here. One person I even saw doing this was trying to tell you to rip this entire side mirror off or window off and pull all sorts of other brackets in there, and that's just unnecessary. We're not gonna do that because that's a huge waste of time. All that we're gonna do is undo some bolts, slide a window regulator down, and pop her out. But you can't, what's really stupid about this is you can't actually pull this window out until you move the motor. Ugh. So luckily my window's all miffed and I can move things around. But yeah, so we're gonna start doing this track real quick. One sec. Oh yeah, so my window, this thing doesn't stop itself, so I just had to push this window all the way down. This metal thing came out the motor because it's a piece of crap. So now we're gonna use zip zappers on all these bolts. Again, 10 millimeters, we're just gonna move the bracket. I do have the window down, so you can see right there is where we're gonna pull the window out, but this track is in the way. So you got everything, all these fun little bolts. Try not to lose them. Oops. All right, so that is all my bolts. So this thing is now able to be pulled. But remember, the window is still in there. What you have to do first is move all this crap out the way so you can get to that T30. And it's not a T30 hyperdrive generator, like my fellow Star Wars fans. So here we go. So always be careful when you're playing with glass. You don't want to shatter it. So we'll just use a good old 10 millimeter, not 10 millimeter, T30 with an extension on the 3/8. Let's go ahead and unscrew that thing. Luckily, my window is pretty much jammed in there. Probably something I'll have to look at later, so I'm not too worried at this current moment at the window sliding down. But just to be sure, once we pull this bolt, I'm gonna slide this window up and out of the way for now. See, that goes like this. These two sides are on one side. There's another one on the other. And now my window is free to go up and down. So I'm gonna get this out of the way, but I'm gonna go ahead and tape that thing real quick. Whoops. Just for extra security, because replacing windows sucks. And I'd rather not doing it. So I'm just gonna tape this window. So now my window is up, taped, and out of the way. And so now we can go ahead and actually pull this bracket and this motor on out. This is all coming out in multiple pieces because mine is destroyed. And again, if you're watching this video, yours is probably destroyed too. There's our motor. Beautiful guy. And there's our busted track. All right, now comes the fun part, is installing a new one. Luckily, the homie came through, and we are just gonna undo these 3 bolts with this motor and just have it loosey-goosey. Give me the best fighting chance to get this thing in there. I wonder if I can put it in all at once. Let's try. We'll have a little bit of fun with this. Let's see, I'm gonna need 2 hands. We're gonna try and see if I can just fit this in. One thing to notice, the window looks like it's halfway up, which I probably won't be able to hit. I most certainly won't be able to hit. So we're gonna have to connect this to the door and roll the window down. So before I put that in there, I'll just do it all at once. Shove my new regulator in, because Jeeps deserve to have windows. Cool fit. All right, remember, you don't want to start mounting this yet, because we are going to have to play with it a little bit and get it where we want it. Please tell me this is the right fit. I've gone through so many of these stupid things already. Yep. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. She looks great. Alrighty then. So now we're gonna have to go ahead and connect the door real quick and get this window motor rolled down a bit. We'll gently guide her into place, making sure our track doesn't blast it. I actually had knocked this out. So you want to put these two little pads inside of the window. They go on opposite sides, and then my metal clip is going to go here, over on top of that, and then I'll put this bolt in there. My bad. Whatever's. It's all good. Whatever is a clever's. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in and screw that in with my T30. I'll try to do this as best I can while keeping the camera where I'm going, where I'm shining. All right. There we go. Beautiful shine, nice in there. And again, with windows, you don't want to over torque things, because windows are prone to breaking because they're glass, and no one wants broken glass, and no one wants to do an extra job. Mainly me, I'm lazy. All right. Golden. So now that we have our window in there, our window's mounted, our motor is still connected because I forgot to unconnect the dang thing. What we're gonna do next is just get this thing up and mounted in there with all those 10 millimeters. So let's rock and roll McDonald's and get this thing up there. A little way in the camera. So we'll start here with our 10 millimeter bolts. We'll put this in so it stays as a lovely guide. And then we'll have two 10 millimeters down here. And before we get in with the old zapper doodle, just hand tighten them. And one bolt right up here. That's all my bolts. Then bring out the zapper. Give her a few ugga-duggas. Put our switch back in there. Cool. And so now our window should be able to go back up and down. But you know me, with the old dready builds, I don't like to test things. So we're gonna put this whole dang thing back together and we'll test it. So when you're putting it back together, just be mindful, again, of these metal rails or pulls. Just because if you bend them out of place, they start getting all wonky, you won't be able to open your door. And I mean, it is a passenger door, so I don't really care that much. But when you have a friend in there or something, you're gonna complain about and all that good jazz. So just be careful not to bend these things out of place. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we have all our bolts in here, everything's tightened, our window's tightened. We're gonna put this back on there. Most of my other doors don't have it. If your Jeep does not have this still, don't worry about it. It's a Jeep. They're old, and they're Jeeps. So, I don't really care that much about it. I know there are some people out there that really love their dang Jeeps, so try to keep it nice and pristine. Keep her clean as best as we can. It's in there. Alright, so now we can get our door skin back on. So remember when putting our door skin on, again, just be careful of those metal rails. We'll do the metal rails first, and then we'll put the switch on there. Then we'll get everything in order. A lot of times you will probably break a lot of these pins, these tabs. You can go to the auto parts store and get some more of those if you want to, or it can be a piece of crap like me and just be like, I don't care that much. And I definitely chose the piece of crap mode because I didn't care that much. I bought this Jeep for $1,000 bucks. So it was $1,000 well spent. Just to have fun with a little play toy. Alright, metal tabs are back in place. The one pointing up goes up, one pointing down goes down. Then we're going to put this blue thing back in for our little switch connector. Oh shoot, you know what I actually forgot? I forgot to push down on that motor switch down there. Or the orange piece at least. Be clipped in for certain. There we go. Actually back in there. Alright. So still being mindful of our metal rails, go ahead and slide the top lip over your window. Or window molding, whatever you want to call that. And then there are some stupid tabs under here, like these little circles, not the ones that you push into, but the ones that just kind of go in there, these collars essentially. You want to get those collars in there first while maintaining pressure on the top and putting those stupid things in there. Yeah, I just hate getting those things in. I had a plastic piece in the way a little bit. Now door skin's back on. Blast those 3 screws and we are good. So let me hit those 3 screws. Hopefully that dumb plastic thing's not in the way. Even if it is, I will drill right through it because again, I paid $1,000 bucks for this piece of crap, so I'm not that concerned. But you, on the other hand, my fellow Jeep friends that actually have nicer Jeeps, try not destroying it. Just try your best. Make it look nice. Hopefully everything lines up for you and we'll go right in nice and easy. If not, you'll be taking this off again, which isn't really fun. Make sure your lock still works. And you didn't bend it. I'm just screwing this stuff right back in. Light out the way. First test. Check if the door works. Wait, I might have locked it. At least we know the lock works. See if the door lock works yet. Oh yeah. All right, final test. See if we did this right. Look at that. Would you look at it? Just look at it. I think I'll have it. I hope that helped a little bit. Sorry for all the cuts off and the random things. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see next. I should have a distributor video up there. Have a video of painting this dang thing as well. But yeah, if you need help with anything else, just holler at me, let me know. I don't mind tearing this thing apart for y'all. Peace.